Pierre Poilievre was recently on the Trigonometry podcast, a very popular podcast, and Alberta independence got brought up. We'll play that here. Another Poilievre clip, a clip of Danielle Smith, and some other stuff. Enjoy.
What's your stance on the Alberta independence movement, and how do you feel about Quebec?
All right. So I'm an Albertan. I'm born and raised in Western Canada. I'm a federalist. I believe in keeping Canada united. That said, there's no question that the people of Alberta have very legitimate grievances. And
could you explain why? Because it's actually quite interesting why they have grievances.
Basically, their energy sector has been shut in for the last 10 years.
Attacked. It's been attacked for sure. The policies out of Ottawa for at least 10 years have been totally insane. There's so many examples of that. I mean, we've covered a bunch on the show, but Stephen Guilbeault, Justin Trudeau, oh my gosh.
More irresponsible behavior by the Premier of Alberta, who refused to recognize the threat posed by climate change.
Canada's Environment Minister neither impressed nor swayed by Alberta's Sovereignty Act threat. Danielle Smith announced several new measures Tuesday afternoon as part of the province's Scrap the Cap Fight Back strategy.
Is Carney that much better than Trudeau?
But that's not a reason to separate. The answer is to unblock the resource sector and allow Alberta to be the richest country, the richest part of the richest country in the world. And Alberta can do that because...
Look, it would be relatively very easy to actually unlock Alberta energy. Why doesn't it happen tomorrow?
It has, I think if you take the Alberta and Saskatchewan oil reserves, combine them, you have something like the fourth biggest reserves anywhere in the world. And Albertans can benefit from that, but they can also benefit the entire country. And in one shot, you get three things. You get a more united country, you get a more affordable source supply of energy and a stronger dollar, and you become more independent from the US and the other countries of the world so that we can have the leverage we need to negotiate around the world. So that's the approach that I would take. We didn't have a Western separatist movement 10 years ago. And
that's true. If there was, it was small.
I don't think we'll have one 10 years from now if we do the right things and respect Alberta.
Man, I don't know. If Alberta votes to separate, there won't be a separatist movement in 10 years because it'll be a separate thing. I mean, maybe there will be Saskatchewan, the Yukon, Manitoba, British Columbia. Obviously, there's still one today and getting steam again in Quebec. We will get to Danielle Smith after this clip, but this is very funny. This clip has not aged well at all. It's titled, Poilievre Running in Alberta Could Cool Down Separatism Rhetoric Hogan. It's from about 10 months ago. Check this out.
It's not in Pierre Poilievre's interest to tear at the fabric of Confederation or suggest that this country is not going to work. He wants to lead this country, and I think that there will be eyes on him, not just here in Alberta, but in Ontario, in Quebec, in British Columbia, and they're going to be judging his actions as well. So it could be very hopeful and very, very helpful, frankly, to have him run here and just get that rhetoric a little bit cooled down because...
How did that work? He obviously ran in Battle River Crowfoot, won that seat easily, of course, but that didn't work.
I don't think the degree of separation support has increased, but I think the volume of it has. And I think the number of people who are watching and platforming these separation agreements has increased. And we got to step back from that. The election's over. The rhetoric has to be reduced. And we got to get on with the business of doing what's right for this country.
I'm sure, by the way, he's referring to the Canadian federal election there. There's Tim Pool. I came across this video from Danielle Smith on X. Jeffrey Rath, quoting this other post from Juno, says, Danielle Smith says she has been campaigning tirelessly against independence. Can we believe her now? Hashtag Alberta independence. We'll take a look at this video. I miss hashtags, by the way.
Premier, this is coming from the opposition leader's press conference just right before this, so you might not have seen any of it. But he said that come the time of a referendum on Alberta independence, he will be actively knocking doors and campaigning in favor of Alberta remaining in Canada. You've said that you're in favor of a sovereign Alberta within the United Canada, but my question will be, will you actively be campaigning for Alberta to remain in Canada?
Well, I have been from day one, from the moment I saw the federal Liberal government get elected again for a majority mandate, and the frustration of Albertans. I've been working tirelessly with our federal counterparts
Majority mandate? What did she mean by that?
to identify the very significant pressure points that have caused Albertans to lose hope. And that's why we signed an MOU in November. It's why we're having trilateral conversations with British Columbia to get a new bitumen pipeline built to the Northwest BC coast if the opposition leader wanted to be constructive.
Why does all this stuff have to take 20 years in Canada? This stuff should just be do it, get to the next thing. Do it, get to the next thing. We got to talk about things for decades in this country.
Maybe he could call his prospective federal leader, Abby Lewis, and tell him to stop talking down the oil and gas industry, and tell him to call Premier Eby and tell him to help us and be supportive in finding a new pathway. That would be, I think, go a long way to making sure that Albertans feel that they're being heard and that they're being respected by our partners in Confederation.
So I think what Jeff Rath and some other people had an issue with was Danielle Smith saying,
But my question will be, will you actively be campaigning for Alberta to remain in Canada?
Well, I have been from day one, from the moment I saw.
actively be campaigning. I think that is the part people had an issue with. I understand their point, but I still think by far the thing Danielle Smith has done that has thrown the biggest monkey wrench in Alberta independence is that referendum she announced with all those immigration questions. I do not see how that doesn't just make Alberta independence far more confusing to the average person that isn't following this on a daily basis. How do you think Danielle Smith is handling Alberta independence? Let me know in the comments below, and like the video, please. I hardly ever say that mid-video. Okay, this is pretty funny. There's been Arizona, there's been Puerto Vallarta. Now, new referendum petition signing location just dropped, Orlando. I love it. The part I love the most, I think, is the El Bozos are going to be triggered by that. We're going to finish with a couple quick videos here. They're a little bit older, maybe just one actually. I'll play this from Jeff Rath, and then I will close my video out. This is an older video, though, I'm pretty sure. Here he is with Clyde Do Something.
What does Canada do with the national debt? Does Alberta take a portion of it with them after all those transfer taxes?
Tells Canada to
Good question.
stuff it up its ass. I mean, quite frankly, I know, I'm serious, right? It's like we put if you look at all of the money that Alberta's put into Canada in transfers, over the last, over the last 50 years, right? It's somewhere close to $1 trillion. And then if you calculate interest on that, it's in the multiple of trillions of dollars. I mean, the only thing we want from Canada is our $339 billion share of the Canada pension plan back. And, Canada can go on its merry way, and we'll keep all the military bases and the national parks and whatever else as compensation for the extra trillion that Canada is not going to be able to afford to pay us back for all the money that we put into Quebec. So, that's the negotiation, and that's the discussion we're going to have with Canada, but that's certainly the position that I think Alberta should take on a going forward basis.
Okay, so with that said, I'm going to finish my video for tonight. I was going to do a live stream of this tonight, this debate between Jason Kenney and Bruce Pardy on Harrison Faulkner's YouTube channel. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm just, to be honest, way too tired. The stream probably would take a couple of hours, so probably tomorrow I will go live and react to this debate. I haven't seen it yet. I've only watched maybe a minute of this debate, but should be fun. Some good discussion. Again, I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to do that live stream tomorrow, but there's a good chance. So with that said, like and subscribe. Have a great day. See you in the next video or live stream.